one is clear, right? IPv4 addressing logics, they call classes. So main thing is 4 parameters in IPv4. Network ID, broadcast ID, between IP addresses, which we call valid IP address. And for all this valid IP address, what will be the subnet mask? These 4 parameters are important actually. So let's take an example of 201.82.19.8 is the IP address. So tell me first parameter. Tell me network ID of this IP address. Network ID, please.
201.82.19.0.
Perfect. Right. Right, Atul. So 201.82.19.0. Broadcast ID
201.82.19.225.
19.255. Between how many usable IP addresses?
All.
How many?
Uh,
Right, Kaushik?
254.
254. And what will be subnet mask for these all 254 IP addresses?
255.255.255.0.
Right. So these all 255 IP addresses, 254 IP addresses comes under one network, same network. Agree?
Yes.
Yes. So beyond another 254 IP addresses comes on different network. Another 254 IP address comes on different networks. So basically they don't communicate each other, different networks. Still if you need a communication using router, you can communicate actually. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Anyone give me anyone IP of classy example, classy IP example please.
10.0.0.81.
Okay, thank you. Classy IP address.
192.168.2.19.
Right. See, actually, class A. What is the range of class A IP addresses?
0 to 127.
0 to 127. 0 is minused.
Yes.
Global ID. 127 is minused. Loopback ID. So 1 to
26.
126 networks we can use. Class B range
128 to 91.
Class B 128 to 191. What about class C range
192 to 223.
192 to 223 is a class
Yeah.
C range. So class A 1 to 126 networks are class A.
Yes,
Means
sir.
1.1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 3.4.5.6.8 20, 30, 41. These all are class A IP address examples. 1 to 126 networks are available, right?
Yes, sir.
But I asked you, give me one example. You directly started with 10.0.0.81.
So some private IP and public IPs are there in that classes. So we cannot use all these IPs.
Even the class C, 192, 193, 194, 195, 200, 201 is all our class C examples.
Yes, sir.
But basically we used to take 190, 168.
Yes.
So in IPv4 address, we have two types of IPv4 addresses actually. Majorly, please. private IP and public IP. The name itself is telling is a private IP address used in private network. Public IPs are used for public
ISPs.
network, which
WAN.
is internet.
WAN. ISPs.
If you are reaching internet, then public IP is mandatory. If you are communicating within a LAN, within a office, then private network. So private network means within a organization, within a office, within a LAN. This is your computer and you're communicating with your office printer. This is your PC, you're communicating with your office server. So this is your PC, you're communicating with your office device. So by using which IP addresses within a office devices can communicate?
LAN. That's private.
Private IP address. Right. But point is, the same user want to access a youtube.com. So user want to access a fb.com. So user want to access a twitter.com. So these all servers will available in your office? YouTube
No,
server,
sir.
Facebook server? No.
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 So where it is hosted? These all public
Public IP.
domains. Public servers means everyone can access.
Hmm.
So these servers are hosted in internet. These servers are hosted in a public network. So you want to access these servers, you must require what type of IP address?
Public IP.
Public
Public
IP.
IP.
So that public IP we need to purchase from service provider. We need to pay for it actually.
Yes, sir.
Because all public IPs are registered in ISPs. You contact to ISP, I need internet because I want to communicate with all global. Then ISP will charge you. Okay, take this public IP address and you can host your servers also in internet. Got it?
Yes, sir.
But thing is, you want to communicate within a office computers, then IPs are free. You can use private IP addresses. No need to be contact to service provider anymore actually. So whatever IP address are available, you can use it actually. The same private IP addresses, example 10.0.0.27, you're using in your computer, in your office. The same IP I can use in my office also. The same IP address I can use in my home also. So private IP address within a LAN, within an organization should be unique,
Unique.
not globally. So public IP address, let's say YouTube is using 18.1.1.1. So 18.1.1 IP address can be used by
Yes, sir.
Facebook,
No, sir. Never.
can be used by Twitter.
No.
No, it should be unique actually. So this is the basic differences between private and public. Public IP address versus private IP address. Private IP address used within the organization means private network or LAN. It should be unique within the LAN or organization assigned by network administrator. IPs are free. Public IP address used on the internet is public network. It should be unique over the internet. Assigned by internet service provider. Need to purchase from internet service provider. But point is, from class A, we have certain range of private IP address and public IP address. In class B, out of 120 to 191, so we have certain range. For class C, 190 to 223 have certain range. So class A, 1 to 126 networks are available. Out of 1 to 126, IP address starting with 10 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0 to 10 dot 255 dot 255 dot 255. This entire range, so entire complete 10 dot network is private IP address from class A. Remaining all are public IP address from class A. Out of 1 to 126, the complete 10 dot network. So any IP starting with 10 is a private IP address. Okay.
Right, sir.
Like class B 128 to 191, out of this range 172 dot 16 dot 0 dot 0 to 172 dot 31 dot 255 dot 255. It's private IP address range. Okay. So remaining all IPs are public IP address from class B. So IP starting with 172.16 up to 172.31. This complete range is private IP address range. So you want to use class B within a LAN, from this range you can use. If you need a class A from your for your office, you can use this range actually. Like you want to use class C IP addresses 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.255.255. That's private IP address range. So these all are private IP address range. Other than private IPs are public IPs. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So these are about for IPv4 address. What about for IPv6? Even in IPv6 also we have private IP address and public IP address, but the terminology we use different. In IPv4 we call it as a private IP, public IP, but in IPv6 global unicast, unique local, like so. IPv4 in IPv4 we have private IP address range and we have public IP addresses, right? And what is this 0.0.0.0? We call it is what?
Global ID.
Global ID. What about this 127.0.0.0?
Local.
Loopback ID. And even we have APIPA IP address, like automatic private IP address APIPA, and multicast IP address, which is class D IP addresses. These all are special IPv4 addresses. Private IP, public IP, global ID, loopback ID, APIPA, and multicast. Similarly, in IPv6 also we have same type of IP addresses. Private IP address, public IP address, global ID, loopback ID, APIPA, and multicast. But the terminology we use different in IPv6. You can see an IPv4 private IP address range. Other than private IPs are public IPs. APIPA, multicast, loopback, default. In IPv4 we call private IP. In IPv6 we call it is unique local. So any IPv6 starting with FC, any IPv6 start with FC, it's a private IP address, private IPv6 address. So any IPv6 starting with 2, it's a global unicast, means public IP, similar to public IP. So any IPv6 address start with FE, link local, APIPA, FF, multicast, all zeros, loopback, all zeros default. So these all are special addresses for IPv4 and IPv6. Okay. Yes. So a main topic we started few days later. So what is the main topic back, guys? We started in Monday. So a few days back, we started what is the main topic Monday? Basic requirements to
Well done.
build a network, to form a network, right? So what are the basic requirements to form a network?
I see.
Network interface card, media, networking devices,
TCP protocol.
like devices are switch, access point, router, and firewall. Logical address says IPv4
and IPv6.
and IPv6 and protocols, right?
Yes.
So very clearly we discussed about NIC, media, networking devices, and each device functionalities. In logical address from today's, we are discussing about logical address only, which is IPv4 address logics and IPv6 address logics. So today I'll continue with protocols. Before starting to protocols, I'm asking to everyone, still you have any doubts regarding these all the topics? Have any small doubt also you can ask me about NIC, media, devices, logical address, IPv4, IPv6. Have any doubt? Excuse me. No doubts. Okay, perfect. So next requirement is now protocols, right? What is protocol?
Set of instructions or rules.
Set of rules. Protocol means set of rules. Okay. Then our concept is what? How to form a network. So to build a network, we need interface. We need a media for transmission your data through wide and wireless. And we need devices to interconnect. And we need addresses for identification and communication. Then why protocols are required?
For security purposes.
Security. Security purpose, you have a firewall. Right, Kaushik?
To to authorize the privilege and to restrict the networks,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
to make the separations between users and admins, and to provide the privileges and
So protocol is nothing
departments.
but a language, computer language actually. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So when computer world is started, so when computers are manufactured, I'm talking about very initial days actually. So initially, a computer's manufactured by a company called Apple company. So Apple company manufactured computers, right?
Yes, sir.
So how these two computers can talk each other? So how these two computers can share the data each other? Like device one, it's sending some data traffic, and device two has to receive it, accept it. Like how these two devices can understand I'm sending the data, you receive it. If you are sending the data, I can receive it. So let us communicate to each other for data sharing purpose, like software, hardware, like anything data communication purpose. We need to be talk each other. I'm so and so on PC, you are so and so on PC. I want to communicate with you only. I'm sending a mail, you receive it. You send a mail, I receive it. So two computers or two or more computers to communicate, they require a language actually. So that language we call a protocol. Then Apple company itself. So hardware is manufactured. The computer hardware is been manufactured, but communication purpose, Apple company itself, they have developed one language, which is Apple Talk. So Apple Talk is one protocol actually. Using Apple Talk, so Apple device and Apple devices only can communicate because this Apple Talk is works in only for Apple devices actually. The protocol is designed like that. The protocol is developed like that. Okay. So using Apple Talk language means protocol, Apple devices can communicate, can share the data each other. So when it happened, I'm talking about very initial days actually, when networks, when computer world has been started. Similarly, not only Apple company, there is another company also has been manufactured computers, which is Novel Devices, Novel company. So what this Novel is developed, that Novel company is developed another language because Apple Talk is only works in Apple devices. For Novel company also developed one language called IPX. This is one protocol, Internet Protocol Exchange, IPX. This IPX will work in only Novel devices. So using this IPX, Novel company devices and Novel company devices can communicate each other. So I have opened one office, ABC. Then I need a 50 computers. So all 50 computers should communicate. Then what I need to do? Either I need to purchase Apple computers, or I need to purchase what Novel computers. So few computers Apple, few computers Novel. Can you purchase like that? No, because Apple and Novel devices they don't communicate each other. Why? In Apple computer, Apple Talk is running. In Novel computer, IPX is running. They don't communicate now. So Apple Talk can enable communication only between Apple devices. IPX will enable communication only for Novel devices. Similarly, another manufacturer company which is Microsoft. Even Microsoft is also developed one language called
Net.
NetBio. So this NetBIOS will work in only for Microsoft actually. So for a you are a user, like Atul is user. Atul, you want to communicate, you want to send a mail to your friend. So your friend must be used. Like your computer is like Microsoft computer. Then you want to send a mail to your friend. So your friend also must be used which computer? Which manufacturer computer?
Microsoft.
Microsoft only. So you want to access a youtube.com, then YouTube should be installed. YouTube should be used which vendor device? Which vendor server?
Microsoft.
Microsoft. Because here is a Microsoft actually. So this is what happening in early days actually. Like is any possibility Apple can communicate Novel, Novel can communicate Microsoft? No, not possible actually. What about nowadays then?
Every devices can communicate with each other.
Any device can communicate each other with any vendor. So if we take in mobile market, there are many vendors are available. In computer world, many more vendors are available actually. So any manufacturer can communicate with any other vendors, right?
Yes.
Yes. So how it can possible? Is it possible with Apple Talk or is it possible with IPX or no NetBIOS? How it can possible? So we need one universal language. So we need one open protocol which can be work in all vendors. Got it?
Yes.
That protocol, that language is Transmission Control Protocol over Internet
TCP/IP.
Protocol, TCP/IP, was developed. So TCP/IP is a open standard protocol which can work in all vendors actually. So nowadays we are getting internet access and communicating with globally means because of AppleTalk or because of IPX or because of NetBIOS or because of TCP/IP.
TCP/IP.
Because of TCP/IP. So any vendor, it is a Apple, you are using a MacBook or you're using a Dell or using a HP or using a Windows or you're using a Linux, like any operating system is inbuilt with TCP/IP stack, TCP/IP protocol actually. Or you're using a mobile Android phones, like any operating system is inbuilt with what protocol?
TCP/IP.
TCP/IP. So because of TCP/IP, a data transmission is happening, data communication is happening actually. The main purpose of TCP/IP, the name itself is telling is that transmission, data transmission over internet. Yeah, data has been transmitting over internet means because of which protocol is TCP/IP. That is what we call TCP/IP, means transmission control protocol over internet protocol. So the purpose of TCP/IP is data communication purpose, data transmission purpose. But how data is being transmitted from one device to another device? What is the process? What is the method? Say device A and device B. Device A in Hyderabad. Device B in Delhi. So using any media, I mean using any platform like internet in any application, both devices can communicate each other.
Yes.
Yes, if we just send hi, hello, friend in WhatsApp, so within a seconds they can communicate, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But what we need to understand is how data is being transporting from one device to another device. So what is the backend process? No, Tomiwa. See, you send the same network. Where you are connected now, you are connecting the different country. Like I'm in India. You just send a text. So that same network message, how it is being backend, what is the process happen actually? You're shorting in WebEx, okay. You're typing some text and entered. So I have received it actually. Everyone is received it. Agree?
Yes, sir.
But the backend process we need to understand where it is generated.
One.
It is generated in one country. So how it is generated? By using what application? So from Tomiwa device, it has been generated and connected to local internet service provider, local internet service provider, international internet service provider. Again, what type of media in between, what type of device in between.
Hope
So I
center.
have received it actually. So as a technical and as a network engineers, a backend process we should understand very clearly. Get it?
Yes, sir.
So data transportation is happening because of backend. Which protocol is working?
TCP/IP.
TCP/IP. But how TCP/IP works? To understand the TCP/IP, one international organization developed the method. Oh, TCP/IP is working like this. This is the process TCP/IP is working. So everyone, university will follow the standards. So that international organization developed one reference model,
OSI.
which is right. Is a
OSI.
OSI. Yeah.
Hopes, number of hopes we can count.
OSI means
Open system interconnection.
open system interconnection means what?
So under that 7 layers are there through which we
My question is what? So
OSI
I
model.
see everyone is thinking like OSI, open system interconnect is a title. This is one name. No,
Yes, sir.
there is some technical points you need to understand here. So first understand the title itself. Actually.
Yes,
Open system interconnect means what?
So some layers are there through which we are.
I'm not asking about how many layers in OSI and how it works. Don't go with beyond that. So for you
It helps
stay
to
in this title.
communicate devices over network.
Right. Can you repeat, Abdul? Huh?
It helps to communicate over devices in a network.
Data H. Sorry. Can you repeat?
It helps to communicate over network. Helps the
It helps
devices to
to.
communicate over.
Okay. Open system interconnect means what?
So the system means open system means maybe our system which can communicate over the internet.
Open system interconnect means system is open. We can openly connect to other networks globally.
Yes, sir.
Open system means like Dell can communicate with Dell only.
No.
HP can communicate HP only.
No, sir.
Then
Any
Dell can communicate with.
to any, sir.
So now that is what open system means. Like any device can communicate. Any device can interconnect. Got it? So open systems interconnect means any vendor, any platform can be connected each other and can communicate. That is the meaning of this point actually. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this OSI is developed by ISO in
So
1984.
19.
So OSI was developed by International Organization for Standardization and introduced in 1984. So it is a layered architecture consists of 7 layers. Means actually protocol is which protocol? Actual protocol is TCP/IP. But how TCP/IP is working, OSI is the reference actually.
Reference OSI. Sir.
Yeah, we are discussing TCP/IP only, reference for OSI. So OSI is telling is that TCP/IP data communication is happening in 7 layers. So each layer there is a set of functions, set of rules, which takes part of the data communication. Like top layer is application layer, presentation, session, transport, network, data link layer, and physical layer.
Physical.
In number wise, like bottom to top, like layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, like. So top three layers are software layers, or we can call the user support layers.
User interface.
Network support layers are hardware support layers, bottom
Yes.
3 layers. And transport layer is a core layer of OSI. So which is major responsibilities is inbuilt of transport layer in data transmission. We don't forget about our main topic. What is our main topic? What is the main purpose of TCP/IP?
Communicate.
Data transportation, right? Yeah, data how is
Communicate.
transporting from one device to another device. So in data transportation, the transport layer, it will take a very major role actually. So understanding of transport layer is very, very important. Ready? So let me start with top to bottom application. This is a full structure of OSI model. Copied?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So top layer is application layer. Application layer. It is the responsibility of application layer. Says which layer?
7th layer.
Layer 7. So basically, user, as a user, we are using computers. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Why? What purpose computers are we using?
Based on our requirement.
What requirement?
Sometimes we want to access the internet, making documents.
Okay. So accessing internet purpose, we are using computer. Correct point.
Yes,
Accessing internet means it's a web services,
yes.
right? Okay. This is one purpose. Web services purpose. Next.
Mm, Maybe we can watch videos and musics, making documents.
Okay. Means like you want to download a files or you want to upload a files, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So data transmission purpose is also one of the service. Data or you want to send mails to your officials, right?
Yes, sir.
Mailing purpose also we use a computer,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Correct.
So finally, what is the main purpose of computers is
Transfer
to interact with
servers.
services.
Yes,
So what services we can use? Like as you said, internet services means web services. Like all web services, how it works. We know how open the browser and type hdfc.com, google.com. But
yes.
entire all web services will be work with the protocol called
HTTP.
HTTP, correct?
Yes, sir.
Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And you're downloading your files, you're uploading your files. We know how to download, how to upload. But
Yes. FTP.
to download the file or to upload the file, there is one protocol in backend which will help you
Yes, sir.
to download and upload, which is
FTP.
FTP. Simply, we are sending a mail or receiving a mail with the different platforms. But entire any mail, Gmail, Yahoo Mail, any mail is working with in protocol only for mailing
STP.
purpose. There is one another protocol called
SMTP.
SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, File Transfer Protocol, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and basically network engineers from office they used to take remote login the customer devices. So
Yes,
customer
sir.
side is in out like in out of the city. There
Yes, sir.
is one out of the city. There is one point for medical. So there are a complete customer equipment will be there. Routers, switches are installed there. But your office in your city. So remote login. We used to remotely log in and operate and everything. So I'm working in a Hyderabad. So our clients might be in a different countries or different states. So we used to work how remote login. So
Then
how to remote login is service
Telnet.
is telnet.
Telnet or
That is a remote login protocol.
yes.
Like name service, DNS. We are searching with the websites the names yahoo.com, twitter.com, but because we don't know IP address,
Yes.
and we are getting IP address automatically with the help of DHCP. Right? These are the services actually. Got it? So user, how we can interact with services. That is the main point. I'll ask you one question, everyone. See, let's say this is my desktop. This is my desktop. I didn't open anything. So now my task is, I want to search something in Google, some information about train timings. So what is the first step I need to do?
Go browser and request it.
Open.
Browser.
Enough. That answer is good enough. Okay. So what is the first step, guys? I need to do? Open a browser. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then after opening a browser, based upon your requirement, you can search your information. local train timings, flight timings, whatever. Okay. Next, like I want to download some Cisco packet tracer software and internet. So what is the first step I need to do?
To go through the web search engine and type that.
Where we need to first step, first initial step?
What
What?
a browser.
Open a browser, right, coach? Okay. Or my requirement is I want to send a mail to my manager. So what is the first step I need to do?
Open Gmail.
Browser and
Open a
Mail.
browser. So user to interact with any services. The first step is what?
interface. That is
Open a browser. Or respective applications are available for shopping application. Like banking related applications. But ultimately, user can directly interact with services without any web browser or
no
without any application. No.
application tab. That is
So user can interact with any services with the browser only. So this browser is nothing but application.
application.
So now you tell me based upon your understanding, what is the purpose of application layer? What is the main responsibility of application?
Uh,
Application is a
interface.
interface. Very
Application.
good terminology, Atul used. Exactly. So application is interface between what?
Users and services.
Excellent. Simple. You no need to be read completely and by heart everything. No need. If you understand the concept, is the same answer you just give in interviews is 100% perfect. Actually, that's all. Because that is the main purpose, right? Is
Yes.
interface for the user to interact with services. That's all. No read it. It is responsible for providing an interface for the users to interact with application services or networking services. So without operating system, can you work with the computers? No, because it's interface, user and hardware. Like without NIC, can you form a network?
No.
No, because interface. Like without application, user can interact with services?
No.
No. So application layer is interface for the users to interact with services. That can be any services. Can be application services, it can be networking service, it can be any services. How user can interact with services is application. You need an interface actually. The best example for application layer is a web browser. Got it?
Yes.
For web services, like for web applications, what is the protocol in the backend? For web services, worldwide www dot
HTTP, sir.
HTTP. For downloads,
FTPs,
for mail,
SMTPs,
for remote login,
Telnet or Samba,
telnet or SSH, right? Uh, for name services,
DNS resolution,
DNS.
for IP services, direct.
DHCP.
See, these all the names for user understanding purpose. Correct?
Yes.
But
Correct.
how your device understand user request is a download, user request is SMTP, user request is a remote login. How device understand? Device can understand these names.
No, sir.
No.
So device understand what? Numbers.
Numbers.
So every service is being identified based upon the number. We call it as what? Port number.
Number, yes, sir.
So every service is identified by numbers called port
Ports.
numbers.
Port
So
number.
port numbers for device identification, names for user identification actually.
Yes, sir.
And these port numbers are fixed, reserved port numbers.
Yes, sir.
HTTP port number
8.
80,
Yes, sir.
FTP port number 21, SMTP port
Uh,
number
25 or
25, Telnet
23.
23,
Yes, sir.
DNS
61, I think.
53, DHCP
Six-
67 and
68.
68. So please memorize these port numbers. Remember, guys. Very, very, very important for interviews. As a fresher, if you go for interviews for the networking or any desktop engineer, they will ask you must should have your port numbers. Tell me HTTP port number, FTP port number, telnet port number. So please memorize these port numbers.
Yes.
Just few important port numbers I listed. Thousands of services and port numbers are there.
Yes, sir.
So major important port numbers is this actually. Got it?
Got it.
You are following me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Murphy, following? Are you following? No response from Murphy and Tomiwa.
Yes, yes, sir. I'm following,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good, good. Yeah. So this is all about application layer. Now data flowing from application layer and every service is identified by port numbers. So data flow to next layer is what?
Presentation layer.
Presentation layer. So what is the responsibility of presentation layer? A name itself is presentation, data presenting, representing. Presentation layer. Layer
Second.
Uh,
State.
six.
Six.
layer 6. So presentation layer is a responsibility of providing a standard format. Based upon your data, it provides standard formats actually. I have one common question. From your computer, uh, can you send text files, guys? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Text you can send. Can you send images?
Yes, sir.
Can you share audio files,
Yes.
Yes.
video files,
Yes, sir. Any type of file you can send.
any type of file, any softwares also, right?
Yes.
So whatever we have a text in your device, whatever your image, your selfie, your whatever the picture is available in your computer, and what is the audio is and video is available in your computer, these files we called original files.
Source to destination. Yes.
These files we call what?
Original files.
Original file.
Means you can see what is the text inside. The text is hello, how are you, Tomiwa? Hello, how are you, Atul? That you can see exactly. That is what we original actually. Image. So what is it? Image. Like image exactly your picture or your friend picture that you can see that is what's original. Audio. What is audio clip? And video. What is inside that video? Which movie? Like that is what we call original file. But when you're sending a text or when you're sending an image, so based upon type of data, what presentation they're doing is it will provide a standard format,
Mhm.
original files converted to standard format. Like any text files will be transmitted. What is standard format is for text?
.txt.
.txt files. For images,
.jpg.
.jpeg, .jpeg, right? Audio,
.mp3.
MP3, video,
.mp4.
.mp4. So this is what exactly presentation is doing is it's converting original files into standard format. This process we call encoding, data encoding. So data encoding is the responsibility of presentation layer. Encoding means converting original files to
Standard form.
standard format. See, person A is sending a text messages. So when it is come to presentation layer, it will convert to .txt files and is transmitted. But this .txt files, can we understand what is this .txt file? What is
No.
JPEG file? No.
Yes, sir.
So when it is receiving to destination, a standard format again is converted to what?
Original file.
Original file. So what we call this process?
Decoding.
Decoding. So in source side, the data is being encoded. In destination, it has been what?
Decoding.
Decoding. Because in source computer, which protocol is working here?
TCP/IP.
In your destination computer also, which protocol is working?
Same.
In between, there are many devices are connected because ISP router is connected, ISP switch is
Oops.
connected, internet router is connected. In between many devices, and every device also there is a protocol called what?
TCP/IP.
So everywhere TCP/IP is there, then presentation will be there, application layer will be there.
Yes.
Correct? So that is why a format has been happening actually. So converting original files to standard format, encoding, converting standard format to original files is what? Decoding. So presentation layer responsibility is what, guys?
So
Encoding and decoding.
the file.
Yes. So not only encoding and decoding, even presentation layer will do encryption and decryption.
Yes.
Encryption, decryption. What is encryption?
So to
What is decryption?
convert the plain text to cipher text, it's called encryption.
Converting plain text to ciphertext. Converting ciphertext to plain text
Plain
is
text.
encryption and decryption action. Correct. And presentation is also responsibility of compression and decompression.
Decompression.
So reducing the file size
Yes.
and transmitted. And when it receiving to destination, again decompressed, it will come to actual size. So when data, some huge data is flowing on internet, it should be compressed.
Yes.
It is not compressed like in a second in all over globally, like how much data is being transmitted.
Yes, sir.
So it may take time and it can be slowness we can face the experience. Because of this compression mechanism, so quickly, very fastly, even 5 to 10 GB data also within a less time we are being transmitted, because of which mechanism is compression. Data has been compressed actually. This is all the responsibility of presentation layer. It is the responsibility of defining standard format to data, encoding, decoding, and few formats for text and video, audio, encryption, decryption, and compression, decompression. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, one question, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, as we seen that, sir, at each internet means when we are transmitting any data, there are number of TCPs, IPs, hopes, devices are there. So at each level, the data is going to compress, or it is means from the first device it is compressed, and it will be the last
Each
device.
layer in each device will be compressed.
At each device, it will be compressed.
Yes.
So then, yeah.
The data will not lost, Kaushik. Data will be not lost. It's just compression mechanism is just reducing the file size. That's it.
So, sir, one more thing, sir.
Yeah.
Suppose 100 hopes are there in between source to destination.
Okay.
So from first devices it started to compression. It will goes to 100 devices compression, or it in between there's some.
Take example, say for example, you don't take 100 devices, you take 10 devices only.
Okay.
Okay, because maximum is 30.
Yes, sir. 30 we can.
Yeah. Okay. So 10 devices. Then device 1, there is a compression mechanism. It will be compressed. In device 2, if no compression mechanism, it will forward as this. In device 2, no compression mechanism, forward it. In device 4, it is a compression mechanism is inbuilt and enabled, it will compress it actually. It depends. Got it?
So decompression, sir, start from ninth device, or it will start from
And device, destination device.
reach device. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it, sir. Clear.
Okay. Right. So application layer and presentation layer. Data flowing from application to presentation. And next layer is what? Session layer. Okay. This is my device. All of you, do you have Gmail accounts?
Yes.
Right. Consider this is Gmail server.
Oh.
FB accounts?
Yes, sir.
Yes, mandatory. Huh?
Yes.
Okay. This is FB server. Net banking
Yes.
is also mandatory. Huh? Yes. Banking. Now, as a user, so my requirement is I need to check my mail. Like I got one mail and I want to check that. So what is the first step I need to do?
Open the browser, access the mail.
Open the browser. Open the browser means which layer will come in the picture?
Presentation.
Application.
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 Yes.
If you open the browser, because browser is interface,
Yes.
so application layer will come in the picture. So after open the browser and you type gmail.com, and Gmail asks you about your user credentials, username and password, right?
Yes.
The username and passcode we enter in normal text, but what
Yes.
presentation it will do? It will
Encoding.
convert into ciphertext.
Yes.
It's encrypted.
Yes.
So means which layer is come in the picture?
Presentation.
You practically understand, guys. In your day-to-day life, you are using it, utilizing every person is using that, but we don't
Yes.
observe. Generally, we open the browser and typing passwords. But in the back end, what happening? If you open the browser, if you open any application, it can be WhatsApp, it can be Facebook. If you open any app in your mobile phone or your computer, there is one layer is working in the back end, which is application layer. You should understand it technically. Got it? And when you're
Yeah.
sending some data, based upon type of data, what you're sharing, there is one protocol, there is one layer is working on the backend, which is a presentation layer, providing a formats.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. And once you enter your user credentials, your mail ID and your passcode, and you click on the sign in or login, then you are inside your Gmail server.
Session.
So your interaction is started, your session is established from your computer to Gmail server.
Yes.
Because your Gmail, your inbox or outbox, inbox is all the mails will be available in Gmail server, not in your computer. Correct?
Correct, sir.
So your Facebook, like your friends list and your blogs, your comments, everything will be in Facebook server, not in your computer. The bank transactions, bank balance in bank, like all the information will be available in bank server, not in your computer. Right? So how can you utilize that? We need a faster interface application, and you enter your credentials. The normal text you entered, it is converted to ciphertext presentation layer. And the interaction, a session is established from user computer to Gmail server.
Yes, sir.
Now we are inside the Gmail server, and you are checking with your mail and getting reply. Means your session is maintained. Session is under maintained. And once your work is done, you send. And what you do, we sign out, like log out. Means session is terminated.
Closed. Yes.
So there are three actions is happening every time. A session is established, session is maintained, and session is terminated.
Yes.
Same like for any website. Like you open the facebook.com, we need a FB application or web browser and type fb.com and enter credentials, means presentation layer and application layer. And once you log in, a session will be established from your computer to Facebook server. And you're inside the Facebook server, you're replying and you're chatting with your friends. Your session is maintained. And once you're done and log out, session is terminated. Like a bank website. Or the best example, by every day in the morning by 8 or 7:45 or 7:50, generally for 8 a.m., what you people do every day?
Sleeping.
8 a.m. is sleeping.
Yes, sir. Now at
So
that.
8:05 you're logging.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll change that time. At least we'll make it 8:10. Then tell. By 8:10, what do you do?
Joining the session.
Process. I need a process actually.
First open the means first we open the application, then in
Open
Check
the
the account
application.
balance.
Web browser means which layer is coming in the back and working with the what is the layer?
application.
Application.
Application there.
And you have entered webex.com,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So once you enter webex.com, then it'll ask your meeting ID. They ask the meeting
Yes. Session
credentials, meeting
ID and
password.
passwords.
So we entered normal text, but it's converted to ciphertext. Which layer?
Presentation layer.
Presentation layer, encryption, right?
Yes.
And once you click on the join meeting, interaction, a session is established from your computer to
Yes.
Webex server.
Right, sir.
So up to by 9 o'clock or 9:30 or 10 o'clock, a session is maintained. Now still our session has been maintained actually, right? Already established by 8 o'clock. So once our class is done, we end the meeting. The session is terminated. So this establishing the sessions, maintaining the sessions, terminating the sessions is all are taking care about by which layer?
Session layer.
Session layer. So session layer is responsible for establishing, maintaining, and terminating the sessions.
Start, stop.
So Google maintains all the records because the search engine is using Google, right?
Yes, sir.
Like at what date, at what time you have opened so and so, you have visited so and so on website. Like how much time you have spending inside that website, and when you log out, it's all the records will be there actually. Because session layer is working on the backend. The session layer maintains it. So every interaction, every session will establish by using one ID, one number. We call session ID. So session ID is used to identify a session or interaction. It is not fixed ID. Every time it will be changed. But it will use one ID actually. Randomly it will pick one ID. Okay. Sorry. So this is how data flowing from application to presentation, presentation to session. Okay. Any more dots? So top three layers, we have done top three layers, which is software based application layer. Any doubts, guys?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Right.
Sir, in establishing the session layer, sir, any services is responsible, sir?
Session protocols will be there. Yeah. Any more doubts? Excuse me. All right, guys. So this is all about for today, and we'll continue remaining layers by tomorrow, and we'll maximum will end up tomorrow network fundamentals, because once protocols are done,
Okay,
we'll
right.
complete actually.
Okay, right, sir.
All
Okay,
right.
sir.
Thank you,
Okay, sir.
guys.
Thank you.
So I'm
Thank
Bye.
you.
requesting to everyone again, you please go through that IP addressing classes.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
right.
I'm reminding you multiple times. Correct?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go through again IPv4 and IPv6. Not IPv6. Better go with practice on IPv4 mostly. Okay.
Okay,
Try to identify network IDs, broadcast IDs, usable IP address, subnet mask. This is important actually. Whatever are given, 4 parameters are mandatory. You please work on that IPv4 with the 4 parameters. Thank you. Have a
Thank you,
good day.
sir. Thank you. Bye bye. Good day.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, everyone.